Imagine you're a police officer. Really visualize it. Put on the uniform and sit in the patrol car. Your radio's just gone off, assigning you to a new job. A man in the local area has been texting his friend, saying he's thinking of ending his life. You head to the address and talk to this man, offering to take him to see the mental health team at the emergency department. He says, "No way, he's feeling fine." You're not convinced, but there's a really high threshold to take him against his will. While you're deliberating, your radio keeps going off with an influx of other jobs. Now imagine you're this person in mental distress. You're probably feeling alarmed and afraid to see police on your doorstep. Plus, if you've been in this situation before, you know you could be in that emergency department, sandwiched between police officers, for hours before the mental health team will get to you. But if you don't comply with the police, they might get their handcuffs and tasers out. My PhD is examining what happens in situations like this. How are police responding to jobs related to mental distress? And how are these interactions experienced by people in mental distress? I've observed how these interactions are happening in real life through 18 ride-alongs where I accompanied police officers on shift. I've also done interviews and focus groups with police and with people who have lived experience of these interactions. My thematic analysis shows that the role of police in these interactions is fraught. Police have become primary responders to mental distress. Despite this, they receive minimal training on mental health. Police don't think they're the right people for this role. They'd much prefer these jobs to be led by or shared with mental health services. But most often these services are telling police they don't have the resources to help. This means that people in mental distress are experiencing criminal justice responses, not health ones. Responses too often featuring coercion, criminalization, and the use of force. The environments featuring in these interactions, from hospital waiting rooms to police cells, are unfit and traumatic. The situation desperately needs to change. We're working closely with police to call for changes like more mental health training for police officers, but the solution actually needs to be bigger than that. Our mental health system needs massive investment so that mental health workers are resourced to respond to people in mental distress, and so that anyone experiencing distress can actually access care before someone calls 111. These big picture changes are necessary so that people in mental distress get the right care from the right people.